Hello guys, Susanna here. I'm just up to this bit. This is number 5. We were up to doing the eye in the last one, and I finished off doing the little French knots there, and then just did a running stitch along there and put all these little lines on there which look a little bit like chocolate sprinkles. You don't have to do this, but I wanted my bunny to look more like it had fur, and the blue background, sort of take away the blue. I may continue to do more of the white in between, but what I'm going to do today, as I am going to make mine into a wall hanging, I need to, we've got the back here like this, which is where we've done all the stitching, and I've taken out remember that pink that I had along there, so I've unpicked that, and I just stitch with the sewing machine to hold it down, because I've got most of the stitching that we've done on here is holding it together. I've got another one of these things from my back, and I've cut the lacy bits off. Here's the bottom of it, and then I cut all the lace bits off on the outside. I will keep them in my lace stash for other things, but I had quite a few of these doilies. So what I want to do is I'll cut that off, and that's going to, because it's on wadding, it actually does naturally stick to it. And I've cut it up to be the right size. Now this, once I finish stitching, I will fold this over like that, and then cut those little corners off, and then that will be folded over like that, because I want to use that part underneath. I'm going to put a rod or whatever, and that will be so I can hang it. And this part here is, that is bits and pieces that I've got here, these things that I made that will go hanging down here like that. So the reason why I'm doing this is because because the backing needs to be put down, but also at the same token it needs to be, because I'm using it as a wall hanging, I do need to sort of pin it down. So I've gotten this thread here, which is pretty much a similar colour to the background, and when it's at the back you don't see it, but I need to hold this down, and the best way to do it while I'm in the process of stitching is just get to this is a real quilting technique actually, quilters would know. Need to hold this down. I can do a tacking stitch or whatever, but I just want to hold this down while I'm going to do a bit of a running stitch. So that's going to be my homework for this week. All the gardening stuff and everything can be done underneath, and you remove these pins as you go. Sort of do them a bit skewy so that they know they're going to stay down. See, it's already moved. Let's look. Yep. Okay. I might put that there. And have that there. Oh, ow. Just want to hold it together. Might have one in here. If there's going to be nothing else there, that at least will stay in there until I finish sewing actually. That constantly pricking myself. That's a shocker. Okay, have that there. Now, what I would I'd like to do today, I've got this, which I'm going to put here like that. And I'm going to have a little button over the top of there. But this Hope and New Life is going to go there. And then I want to stitch around it. And I've already pre-done holes. You don't have to put it on. I've just put it on an Amity Bloom label that I had. If you want, you can stitch it down on there. But I just thought that colour went really, really nice. And the little butterfly is going to go like that. So what I want to do today, am I going to do it in a contrasting? I think I will. I'm going to hold that down. Usually I use 2 threads with stuff. Okay, where are we? Take that off. Still got to finish doing my white and all that kind of stuff. But I just thought this is the next process. I'll do the other stuff in the background. Now, maybe I might move this over a tad to get out of the way. Put that there. Okay, now this bit is going to go in there like that. So where do I want this? I want it to be around about there. What I might do is get a little bit of fabric glue. So in the back you don't see it, so it's all good. And the reason why I want this down is I'm going to be doing embroidery around it. Just a little bit. Just to hold that middle bit down so it's not going to go anywhere. This is a no-no for slow stitching, but no. There's no real rules, is there? Hey? No real rules, no one saying you have to do this, that, the other. Make sure it's straight. Okay. What I might do is I'll put the knot underneath rather than going all the way through. Okay, there we go. So we are just going to thread that down and go through all the layers of the easier said than done with this. Okay. Okay. Oh no. Like I said, easier said than done. I've already pre-done the holes, but it's alright going down, but when you've got to go up, never easy to find the hole. Maybe pre-doing the holes wasn't the best idea. Oops, see? Oh my goodness, I'm making it worse. Okay. Okay. So this is a real none too exciting step, this one. I'll do it. If you want, when you do your step, you could probably you know, stitch the actual wording. And there we go. Get the drift with that. Okay. Quite like the contrasting colour in that. If I could do it that way, oh yeah, there we go. That might be a little bit easier. At least I know I'm getting it in there. There we go. Because the paper's not that thick. Always ways of getting around these things in there. Okay. Nope. Who says you can't add paper to an embroidery, eh? If I hadn't have pre-done the holes, you could stitch it on any way you wanted with no problem. Okay. Now, get in there. Really like how my bunny's coming along. Looking rather cute. It's a bit of a work in progress. You sort of know what you want to do, but then at the same token, you're like doing it as you go along. Okay. Okay, what we need to do here is make it a little smaller and then finish it off there. See, it doesn't always work out to be exactly where you want it to go. Okay, so that stitch there is holding that down at the back. So I'll just finish that off. Okay, where's my little scissors? Here they are. Now what I would like to do keep that thread on there because I will need it, is get this blue here. Looks rather cute. And I'm just going to do a remaining stitch if I can find where it starts. Not a very big piece, then you need a nice long one. Okay, what I'll do, get a nice long piece. It is annoying when you get a long piece because you do tend to, it threads up and blah blah blah. Okay. So we want 2 strands. This is what I mean when you get a long piece, this is what happens. You try and unravel it. Tends to do that. Yeah. But we're going to be doing a lot of running stitch, so we're doing a long piece. And I think I will start on this side. Okay. Not too big of a knot. You don't want to see it coming through the back. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start just above where that green bit is. And we are just going to do a simple running stitch. This is like a quilting stitch. And grab through the few of the layers. This is where the slow stitching thing comes in. Yep. Bit thicker here. As it's going through a few of the layers. Okay. And then when you get to a certain spot and that's in the way, you just remove it. So what I'm going to do is just go up and down with a fairly decent sized running stitch, which is going to hold all three layers together. Normally with slow stitch you don't really have to do this, but because I'm having a back and this is going to be a wall hanging, that's why I'm doing this. And that's sort of holding that together. Remember, that's going to go over the top of that there. So I'm going to be going up and down, so just all the way, maybe just on the top of there. I might, like I said, I really wanted to do some French knots and everything like that, and maybe do some around there. So we'll see how we go. Don't want to just do it too simple. But we want to hold it down as well. Yep, seems to be going a bit skewy. And because it's the same colour, I mean, if you want to do a contrasting colour, but I sort of don't really want to. Like I said, then you get to the bits where the needle is, and just take it out. Okay, does seem to have gone a bit skewy. That's okay. Yeah. Now, just going to decide whether I'm going to, hopefully you guys can see that, it's really light, just along there. Whether I'm going to go along there, along the line that, or I said I was going to do this side, didn't I? Oh my goodness, I'm hopeless. Oh, bless her. Yeah. And I'm glad that's down anyway. That looks good. And the glue's holding the middle part down. So I probably will go down like that. What I might do, oh gee, it's really hard. I've already done, this is the second attempt that I've done at this video, because I thought, no, I really do need to put the 3 bits together, because you've got to sort of think ahead, and I am trying to think ahead with this. What I might do is, rather than that going across like that, take that out. Oh. Sorry, people. Okay. Finish that off. Jeez, I'm not winning. Okay. Now, but you get the drift of what I wanted to do there. And I kept that pin in there because I really do want to put that in there. Ow. I did sort of want to do some stitching and all that kind of stuff around there. Whether I do it in that colour or another colour. Or whether I wanted to do it in the white, and that sort of had a little bit of a I don't know. You think that I've got all this planned out ahead of time. I really just don't sometimes. And I've just got to go with it how I, and then when I get to this point I get a bit flustered and I don't know what to do and whether I keep filming or not. I think I may just pause for a sec and regroup in my head what I would like to do, and I'll be back in 10. Okay, figured out what I wanted to do. Took a little bit. Okay, so I'm still keeping this. I've got another colour blue. That's the colour blue that went around there, and that's going to stitch that around. So I'm keeping that aside. This is the background blue, which I am going to use to stitch this butterfly on, and the reason why I put this butterfly down there is because I'm going to use that as a sort of a guide of where I want to start doing these French knots. So what I would like to do is just sort of start, I'll do a couple of dots with pencil, just sort of to give you guys a bit of an idea of what I want to do. Probably help me to give me a bit of a guide of where to put some of these French knots as well. And I thought I'll do them in the blue and then progressively get further and further apart, if you know what I mean, the closer up that I get to here. And then just do a row of French knots around here, either French knots or colonial knots, to break up some of the straight stitch that I want to do. And doing this in a grey lead, or even one of those little marker pens that come off with see, that's why I wanted to stop. That's why I had to really stop here, because this is what I wanted to do. Okay, I was meant to get 3 stands and I ended up getting 2. Like, it's just, I'm like, oh, I'm not winning. Show you. Being one of those days, and I thought sometimes, I mean, this is, I'm wanting to do this because, you know, it's going to help with the stress and the horribleness of the pandemic, but then because I'm showing you guys how to do it, I get a little bit stressed because you're wanting to help, you know, like you have to, you're teaching, and yeah, people are relying on you to have something down. So that's the sort of thing I wanted to do, and so to give it a bit of an idea. Can you see that? So you just sort of mark out. So then what I'll do is I'll start off where I've got here. And rather than doing French knot, I might actually do a colonial knot, which is you go out like that, pull it like that, and you do a figure 8. And then you put that down. Put that down. See, not winning. Okay. They come out a little bigger, which is what I want. Okay. So that's something that I wouldn't mind doing. Okay, so you get it around, get it around like this, like that, and you go like a figure 8. And you go. And because it's got all these things on it, it's way too long. Stay like this, over, like that, going next to it, pull it down. So it's going to be like a subtle, it's a little bit a different colour to what is there, so that you can have it going like that. I'm just going to do the dots that I've got there, but I may go back and do a little more as well. So that is probably where I'm going to leave this for today. And what I would like you guys to do is like, you know, if you wanted to do something like this, it's just personal what I wanted to do. If you don't want to do something like that, just continue with the light coloured thread and just do, because it is slow stitching after all, just up and down, and even though I'm going to put this over the top here, which way is it going? think. There, that way. I'm still going to you know, do it, and then I'll start it from here, just on the blue, going up and down. So that's why I needed to do the French knots first, so I knew where I had to stitch that, and that was a bit of a guide as well. So I sort of wanted to do it so it's a bit like a little fireflies, if you know what I mean. Okay, so when I see you on the next video, these little French knots will probably be done, and all the stitching up and down along there like that, and then that's when I will proceed to, that will go on the top of that, and then I'll I'll probably just hold those down like with just a little slip stitch to hold that down, and this will hold that down as well, and then we can start on the garden then. I've still got to finish off the little white bits on there too, so yeah, so there's a little bit of work to do in between. You know, I've probably set myself, I should have finished off bits and pieces before I did the next lot. Okay guys, well, I'll turn it off and continue to do this, and that way it's going to be relaxing rather than stressful, because I don't want you to be watching me having to do all of that. Here we go. Can you see the French knots? No, colonial knots, that's what they are. Either colonial knots or French knots, whatever you want to do. Okay guys, I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching, and I hope you're enjoying doing this with me. Okay, thanks, bye.